What's up, everyone? Here with MMA Island, my boys Slick and Zach. Our fight picks. This one, I'm very excited about personally. This is a fight on the card I'm most excited about.
Zach didn't even care about this fight. Let it be known.
It's Jack Hermansson versus Kelvin Gastelum.
Let's go.
This is such a good fight, man. Both these dudes are coming off tough losses. This is an interesting one. Like Kelvin's fought for interim title before. Maybe you could say he's fought kind of the better competition. He's been in the UFC longer, I believe. Has he? Actually, maybe
I'm
not.
pretty sure.
Yeah,
he has.
Yeah, Kelvin's been in the UFC quite a bit longer.
Yeah.
But this is a tough one for me because Kelvin looks really bad against Darren Till. Like he just kind of looked. I don't know. He just didn't look like himself in there. He wasn't throwing many shots.
How dare you ever say Kelvin Gastelum looked bad in a fight?
He did not look good against Darren Till, man. And it's tough. So, and then he really got beat up bad by Adesanya. So we'll see how he bounces back. But I got to go with Jack Hermansson on this one. I think that the wrestling and ground game of Jack is going to really come into play. And I'm a lot of it I'm basing off of their performances against Jacare, actually. It was a fairly, it was Jacare's. Look at Zach. Zach's a big Jacare fan, so you can tell he's getting. But the thing is that both of them fought Jacare, and I think it was Calvin's third or fourth most recent fight, and Jack's second most recent. And I don't know, Calvin had a pretty close fight with Jacare on the feet.
Lost.
Zach thinks he lost. And Jacare was able to keep him down for most of the first round. And Jack, I won't say dominated, but he Jack Hermansson beat Jacare with pretty much relative ease, if I remember correctly. That he did not struggle at all. He beat him on the feet. He beat him on the ground. And I feel like if he can do that to Jacare, he should not struggle to do that to Kelvin. He's a bigger guy. I could honestly, if Weidman was able to submit Kelvin, I could almost see Jack Hermansson getting a sub. So I'm going with Jack with either a late sub or a decision, a pretty dominant decision.
All right, I'll go next. These guys were on some of the side, a part of some of my favorite moments in MMA. Jack Hermansson getting knocked out by Jared Cannonier, it made me just feel warm inside. And when Kelvin Gastelum got dropped like 5 times against Adesanya in the 5th round, those things just made me feel very good. I do not like these guys.
You're an awful person.
I'm an awful person, yes, but I'm a loyal fan. So I don't know. Okay, I'll try to wipe that aside and think as unbiasedly as possible. So Jack Hermansson, yes, he has looked very impressive, but the win against Jacare you can kind of not really understand because Jacare was supposed to fight Yoel Romero again, right? But instead, because he stepped in on short notice for Paulo Costa. But then this fight becomes, Jack Hermansson. And now Jacare, who was originally one fight away from a title shot against Yoel Romero, a fighter who he beat before, pretty much. He should have beat before. God. And now he talked about how he was mentally drained, incredibly depressed. This is not the version of Jacare that was in with Kelvin Gastelum, who I'm talking about Jacare too much. I should talk about the other fighters. Okay, so Kelvin Gastelum, I like to call.
No, it makes it fun.
I like it. It's good.
Kelvin Gastelum, I like to call the fridge because he looks like what keeps my food cold downstairs in the kitchen. He is very short and very wide, and he's a good striker, but balanced with a very good wrestling game. And that means his takedown defense it's pretty good. At 62%, and he's fought pretty good wrestlers. But the way to beat Kelvin Gastelum is technical striking. We've seen that. If you're a technical striker, pretty much all the people that he's lost to, besides Tyron Woodley and Jacare, you got Neil Magny, Chris Weidman, we can discount that he was beating Chris Weidman. Israel Adesanya and Darren Till. Point fighting is the way to neutralize Kelvin Gastelum. That's not what Jack Hermansson does. Jack Hermansson wants to take you down and submit you, and he pretty much depends on that. Whenever he can't get the fight to the ground, he loses. That's just what happens. When he couldn't take down Jared Cannonier, he got blasted, and that was great. Anyway, I don't think he'll be able to take him down enough, Kelvin Gastelum enough, to get the submission because Gastelum has that very, very solid wrestling pedigree. So I believe Kelvin Gastelum is going to win a decision against Jack Hermansson, but we've seen that Hermansson is kind of chinny. You know, he can get knocked out. Gastelum does have legit power in his hands. He was one of the few people to rock Israel Adesanya, so I'm going Adesanya by a late knockout or by decision. I think you're going to pick Hermansson
You
as
said
well.
Adesanya.
Oh, I said Adesanya. I mean Gastelum.
Yeah.
My bad.
Well, so I'm a big fan of both of these guys. Kelvin's just my kind. Like, there was a moment in time when I didn't love what Kelvin was doing promotionally.
But, I mean,
I really like Kelvin a lot, and I really like Jack because he's a fucking rock star, man. Like, there's just something about that guy that is magnetic to me. Like, he's just so he's so weird in the octagon, and he's just smiley outside of it. Like, I'm a really big fan of Hermansson, but I think that there's a few things that could happen. One, it stays on the feet because Kelvin's too superior at keeping it standing and hitting people when they're coming off of the failed takedown attempts. I think that there's a chance that Kelvin Gastelum could put him out on the feet. Kelvin's just a fucking Mack truck, man. You said the fridge, I'll go the bus, like word to Jerome Bettis. I think that was his nickname.
Steelers fan, I can say that it is.
Oh God, I fucking hate the Steelers. Anyway,
get off this call.
Anyway, I think that if they get into a grappling exchange, I think that Kelvin might have the power to get out of it, like the natural strength and the build. But I think that Jack Hermansson is quick and smart enough to snag him in something early. If they get entangled, I think that Jack could get him out of there with a sub at any point in the fight. But I ultimately, I'm going Kelvin, and I'm going around. Fuck it, I'll go round 1 knockout. He said that he has to get some. He says he has to get some demon, or he said after his rough 2019, he had to face some demons and get them out of his system. So maybe we'll be seeing a new Kelvin Gastelum. Maybe that's one that's like, I'm a wrestler, and that would be crazy if he just went back to, like, instead of falling in love with his hands like he does. Man, he should have taken out man. But he almost got snagged into the fucking standing guillotine against Adesanya. So
and he almost got caught in a triangle too.
Yeah, I get really hesitant when Gastelum tries to wrestle because he's slow. Like, he's a little slow.
I think he's getting subbed if he tries to wrestle.
Yeah, I think if they go on the ground, I think Hermansson subs him, and I think that he could catch him with something weird on the feet. But ultimately, I got Gastelum in a show-out performance.
Okay.
All right. So you heard it here first. 2 for Gastelum, 1 for Jack Hermansson. Let us know.
Going into this, I thought I was gonna pick Hermansson, but then I really started thinking about it, and I was like, man, KG's my boy. Sorry to interrupt.
Right.
No, it's all good. Let us know.
I love both of them.
Let us know who you are going to pick. And we got the main event coming up between the God of War, Davison Figueiredo, and Joseph Benavidez for the flyweight title. Second time that it's going to happen. Anyway, you're going to want to watch that main event prediction. Let's get it going.